Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. 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 When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. Pray. Pray.
Welcome, everyone, to Dr. Pillai's Religion of Religions YouTube channel. Today is Friday, October 14th, 2022, and we're about to do an in-depth planetary puja using the chart of now based on my current location, which is here in New Mexico in the United States. My name is Swamini Valli. I am a Pillai Center teacher and an AstroVed astrologer, and I'm very happy to be hosting these calls Monday through Friday. Dr. Pillai has explained that the planets and stars are more than just objects in outer space. There's also a divine light being associated with all of them. And in doing this puja, we are connecting with those light beings and inviting their blessings to come into our lives and into our world. We're using the chart of now, using a South Indian style layout of the chart, which is represented here on the screen for today in my current location right now. And there is a tutorial video link below this video if you're unfamiliar with the South Indian style chart. Each of the 12 little boxes that you see is representing a particular zodiac sign. To do the puja, I've drawn in chalk, I've drawn this chart on a blackboard on a side table, and I'll be using that during the puja. I have also a little container of water. I have a lit tea light. I have a bell. I have a hand fan, and I also have a bowl of fresh flower petals. And we'll be using all of those during the puja. To start the puja, I'm going to take the container of water and dip the ring finger of my right hand into the water and sprinkle a few drops of water on each side of the blackboard chart. Sprinkle a few drops of water on top of my own head and send a few drops of water out into space towards all of you, whether you're watching it live or watching the replay later, so that all of us are participating in the puja with a sense of sacred space and being purified. We start with first invoking Ganesha, the archetype who removes obstacles and is also a patron of astrology. Om Sring Gang, Om Sring Gang, Om Sring Gang. We ask Ganesha to come and to remove all obstacles from this puja and to remove all obstacles from our day or our evening. And we thank him for his help with this. Now, I do a short Tamil chant asking all of the planets to be beneficial towards us. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atiyar Avarkumikave, Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atiyar Avarkumikave, Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atiyar Avarkumikave. Now we're going to honor the planets that are the various time Shakti elements, the planet that rules the day, the star that the moon is in, the Tithi or the moon phase, the planet that rules the hour, as well as the yoga and the Karana time elements. I start with the planet that rules the day. Today is Friday, ruled by Venus. I put the flower petals on Venus when I say Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Now we honor the star that the moon is in. Right now the moon is still in Rohini. He's going to change later today, but right now he's still in Rohini, star of beauty. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Rohinihe Namaha. Om Rohinihe Namaha. Om Rohinihe Namaha. Now we honor the Tithi or the moon phase. Right now we are in the 5th waning moon called Panchami in Sanskrit. Dr. Pillai said we would use the Sanskrit name of the moon phase followed by the word Devi to invoke the light being associated with that moon phase. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Panchami Devye Namaha. Om Panchami Devye Namaha. Om Panchami Devye Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules the hour. In my local area right now, the hour is being ruled by Mercury. I put the flower petals on Mercury. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. For the yoga and the karana, Dr. Pillai said we would not use flower petals for them. We would just say their names 3 times each. The yoga time element that's active right now is one called Varyan, which means luxurious comfort. Varyan, Varyan, Varyan. And the karana that's active right now is one called Taitula, which has energies that are steady. Taitula, Taitula, Taitula. Now we turn our attention to the chart of the moment. Dr. Pillai said we would always start with whatever sign is the ascendant sign or the sign coming up on the eastern horizon and look at and honor the planet that rules the ascendant sign. Ascendant today here is represented by AC for ascendant, and it's in the sign of Tula or Libra. Libra is ruled by Venus, so we're going to start with honoring Venus as the ruler of the ascendant sign. I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Then, starting with the ascendant sign, we'll go through each sign that has planets in it going in a clockwise direction around the chart. Today in Tula or Libra is Ketu. We honor Ketu. I put the flower petals on him. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Ketu is in a star called Vishaka. This is a star that can give blessings for triumph, for victory. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals on Ketu. Om Vishakaye Namaha. Om Vishakaye Namaha. Om Vishakaye Namaha. Vishaka's star is ruled by a pair of archetypes, Indra and Agni. Indra can give blessings for courage and leadership, and Agni can give blessings for purification and transformation. We honor them, and I put the flower petals on Ketu. Om Indra Agnihe Namaha. Om Indra Agnihe Namaha. Om Indra Agnihe Namaha. Vishaka star is ruled by Jupiter. I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Tula or Libra, a sign that has energies for balance, fairness, harmony. Today containing Ketu, sometimes called the saintly planet. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign going in a clockwise direction around the chart that has planets in it is Makara or Capricorn. which today contains Pluto, who is now direct, and Saturn, who is still retrograde. We start with honoring Pluto. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Pluto is in a star called Uttara Ashada, a star that can give blessings for success that are long-lasting. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals on Pluto. Om Uttara Shadaye Namaha. Om Uttara Shadaye Namaha. Om Uttara Shadaye Namaha. Uttarashada star is ruled by the 10 Visvadevas, 10 archetypes who each embody a unique, divine, universal principle. We ask for blessings from all 10 of them, and I put the flower petals on Pluto. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Uttarashada star is ruled by the sun. I put the flower petals on the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now we honor Saturn for being in Capricorn. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Saturn is in a star called Dhanishta, a star that can give blessings for prosperity, music, good reputation. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Dhanishta star is ruled by the 8 Vasus, 8 light beings who each rule a different sphere of existence. We honor them, and I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Vasusye Namaha. Om Vasusye Namaha. Om Vasusye Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Capricorn, which is Saturn. I put more flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Makara or Capricorn, a sign that can activate ancient past life skills and abilities, today containing Pluto, a planet who can help us with rationality and science, and Saturn, planet that can help us with patience, perseverance, structure, and compassion. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with a planet in it is Kumbha or Aquarius, which today contains Neptune, who is retrograde. We honor Neptune, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Neptune is in a star called Purva Bhadrapada. This is a star that can help with purification. I put the flower petals on Neptune. Om Purva Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purva Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purva Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Purva Bhadrapada star is ruled by Aja Ekapada, an archetype who can help us to experience deeper levels of silence and stillness and also forgiveness. We honor him, and I put the flower petals on Neptune. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Purvabhajapada's star is ruled by Jupiter. I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Aquarius, which is Saturn. I put the flower petals on him. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Kumbha or Aquarius, the most humanitarian and service-oriented of all the zodiac signs, today containing Neptune, a planet that can help us with our intuition and our ability to understand our own inner life. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with a planet in it is Meena or Pisces, which today contains Jupiter, who is retrograde. We honor Jupiter, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Jupiter is in a star called Uttarabhadrapada. Dr. Pillai says this is a star that can help us with business development. We ask for blessings from this star, and I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Uttarabhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Uttarabhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Uttarabhadrapadaye Namaha. Uttarabhadrapada's star is ruled by an archetype called Ayurbundya. This is an archetype who can help with guarding treasures and valuables. We ask him to guard our treasures and valuables, including our treasure that is the very earth itself. I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Ayurbundyaye Namaha. Om Ayurbundyaye Namaha. Om Ayurbundyaye Namaha. Uttarabhadrapada's star is ruled by Saturn. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Pisces, which is Jupiter. I put the flower petals on him. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Meena or Pisces, the most transcendental and metaphysical of all the zodiac signs, today containing Jupiter, a planet who rules the sign and is a planet that helps with everything related to spirituality. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Misha or Aries, which today contains Rahu and Uranus, who is retrograde. We start with honoring Rahu, but then we are going to invoke Uranus right away because they're both in the same star. So I will invoke both the planets before I invoke the star. We start with Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Now we honor Uranus, who is retrograde. Om Ram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Ram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Ram Prajapataye Namaha. Rahu and Uranus are both in the star called Bharani, a star symbolized as the yoni, the female private parts. This is a star with a tremendous amount of divine feminine Shakti, or energy, or power. I put the flower petals across Rahu and Uranus. Om Bharaniye Namaha. Om Bharaniye Namaha. Om Bharaniye Namaha. Bharani's star is ruled by Yama. Among other things, he's an archetype of justice. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Bharani's star is ruled by Venus. I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Now we ask blessings from the planet that rules Aries, which is Mars. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Misha, or Aries, a fire sign with a great deal of very active energy, today containing Rahu, planet that helps us to think outside the box, and a planet that helps us to make friends with new technologies. And Uranus, a planet of intelligence, a planet that helps with success in life and also can help with astrology. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi, or sign with a planet in it, is Vrishabha, or Taurus, which today contains the moon and Mars. We start with honoring the moon. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. The moon right now is still in Rohini, a star of beauty. Om Rohiniye Namaha. Om Rohiniye Namaha. Om Rohiniye Namaha. Rohini's star is ruled by Brahma, an archetype of creation and creativity. Om Brahmaye Namaha. Om Brahmaye Namaha. Om Brahmaye Namaha. Rohini's star is ruled by the moon. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Now we honor Mars for being in Taurus. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Mars is in a star called Mrgashira, a star that helps us to be open to having new experiences, to having the curiosity to be willing to explore and learn new things. Om Mrgashiraye Namaha. Om Mrgashiraye Namaha. Om Mrgashiraye Namaha. Mrgashira's star is ruled by Soma, a liquefied form of the moon, in which he is a divine nectar, an Amrita, nectar of immortality. We honor Soma, and I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Somaye Namaha. Om Somaye Namaha. Om Somaye Namaha. Mrgashira's star is ruled by Mars. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Now we ask for blessings from the planet that rules Taurus, which is Venus. I put the flower petals on him. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Vrishabha or Taurus, a grounded and luxury-loving sign, today containing the moon, which is our mind and our emotions, and Mars, a planet that likes to take practical action to solve problems. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with a planet in it is Kanya or Virgo, which today contains Mercury, Venus, and the Sun. We start with honoring Mercury. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Mercury is now in a star called Hasta, a star symbolized as an open hand in blessing. Om Hastaye Namaha. Om Hastaye Namaha. Om Hastaye Namaha. Hasta is ruled by Savitur, a form of the sun that's very keen to help with human evolution of consciousness. In fact, he's able to even stretch our minds to be able to absorb higher truths. We honor him, and I put the flower petals on Mercury. Om Saviturye Namaha. Om Saviturye Namaha. Om Saviturye Namaha. Hasta star is ruled by the moon. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Now we're going to honor Venus and then honor the sun before we invoke the star, because they are both in the same star. We start with Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Now we honor the sun, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Venus and the sun are both in a star called Chitra, a star said to be shining like a jewel, brilliant energy. We invoke this star. Om Chitraye Namaha. Om Chitraye Namaha. Om Chitraye Namaha. Chitra star is ruled by Tvashtar, an archetype who is a master craftsman. Om Tvashtarye Namaha. Om Tvashtarye Namaha. Om Tvashtarye Namaha. Chitra star is ruled by Mars. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Now we ask for blessings from the planet that rules Virgo, which is Mercury. I put the flower petals on him. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Kanya or Virgo. the most analytical and detail-oriented of all the zodiac signs, today containing Mercury, planet of communication, and also a planet of business. Venus, planet of happiness, planet that helps us to enjoy material plane comforts. And the sun, which represents our soul and is also so important for our health and our ability to have high self-esteem. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. Now, I take a lit tea light and I hold it above the blackboard chart that has all these little piles of flower petals on it. And in the air, I pass the tea light around in a clockwise direction 3 times, offering the element of light to all of these divine beings that we have just invoked. Now I take a hand fan to offer the element of air and a cooling breeze, and I'm waving it around the chart 3 times in a clockwise direction. And now I take a bell to offer the element of sound. Now I make prayer hands and make sincere prayer to all of these divine beings, asking for their blessings to flow into us, into our families, our friends, our colleagues, our neighbors, our homes, our workplaces, our schools, our communities, our countries, and indeed the entire world. May everyone on this planet have healthy food to eat, clean water to drink, clean air to breathe, a safe place to live, good clothes to wear, access to health care, good education, sustainable jobs, and may everyone on this planet have love in their life, now and always. I pray for enlightened leaders, enlightened citizens, enlightened laws, enlightened countries, and entire enlightened civilizations. I ask for blessings for all of my teachers, past, present, and to come. And I ask for blessings for all of my students, past, present, and to come. And I make a bow. You can continue making your own prayers in silence for a minute, and then we can do a very short Q&A. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul, peace to the environment. Peace, peace, peace. May we all go about our day or our evening in peace. Thank you all so much for being here. I truly appreciate your participation and your support. Right now we have time for very short Q&A If you have a question that you would like to put into the chat, I will do my very best to try and answer it. We do have to end promptly today because Ronnie has another program coming up and she will need the Zoom link for doing her broadcast. Ranak is asking a question in the chat. I believe the sun transits to Libra from Virgo on Monday. What changes can be expected? Yes, in North America, I know that the sun is moving into Libra on Monday of this next week. The sun feels constrained in Libra. So some people may feel a little bit more irritated and may need to take more time to get rest, get extra sleep, etc. The reason that the sun feels constrained or debilitated in Libra is that the sun gives his energy away freely to everyone. Whether you're a king or a beggar or a sinner or a saint, you step outside your palace or your hut and everyone gets the same amount of sunlight. The sun does not measure how people are getting the sunlight. However, Libra, the symbol for Libra, is the balance scales of a merchant in a bazaar who's measuring out, like if you're asking for a kilo of fruit, measuring out that you're getting exactly a kilo. So Libra is about balance and fairness and measuring things very carefully. So the sun is a little bit, not just a little bit, but is uncomfortable to be in Libra. So it's a sign where we do have to watch if we're feeling a bit irritated, but also to let the sun light up this topic of balance for us. Is our lifestyle being balanced? Are we getting good sleep? Is our diet, being a moderate, well-balanced diet? Are we getting exercise? So it can also be a time to just look at any place where maybe we have gotten unbalanced and put more focus on, renewing, let's say, a daily meditation habit, or taking a walk every day, or joining a yoga class or a martial arts class. Things like that can be perhaps things that the sun will stimulate for us. Also, Libra is the natural 7th house of the zodiac, and that topic has a lot to do with relationships. So it can also be a period where the sun may be lighting up things for us to look at in relationships, including our relationship with ourselves, but also in how we're treating other people. Are we trying to prove that we're better than another person? Are we smarter than the other person? Or are we truly trying to accept other people the way that they are at the moment? We can never change other people. The only person we can really change is ourselves. But we can give support and love to other people. That's something that we can give to them. So are we more about puffing ourselves up, or are we, truly being there for other people, listening to them, being open to them, etc.? So those are some things that the sun may stimulate for some people as we go into this period. Okay. All right. Not seeing any other question in the chat. Ranak, I appreciate that you do ask good questions. They are good ones that you ask. I appreciate that very much. My pleasure to be doing these calls, and I will go ahead and close out now so that Ronnie has the Zoom link for working with to prepare for the next session coming up. See you again next week on Monday. Namaste.